Mr Speaker, could I firstly add my tribute to my late friend Lord Tebbit of Chingford, who was one of the finest parliamentarians and a man of great courage and patriotism, and we owe him so much for what he did for our country. But he was also a victim of terrorism, as Mr Speaker, you will know, and this week I had the privilege of representing my constituency at the 20-year commemoration service of 7/7 bombing at St Paul's Cathedral. And for those of us who were in London, in Westminster, on the 7th of July 2005, it brought back the sheer horror of what took place on that dreadful day. Yet for the 52 people that lost their lives and the countless others that were mentally and physically scarred, the suffering was beyond imaginable. A constituent of mine at the time from Collier Road, Dan Biddle, lost both his legs and an eye in the attack and has been battling that trauma ever since. So, I ask the Leader of the House, will she please speak to the Home Secretary and ask her to heed Dan's call for a full public inquiry on 7/7 and give the victims the justice, the compensation and the closure they rightly deserve?
Well, first of all, can I pay tribute to Lord Tebbit, who was someone who I grew up very familiar with as a leading politician of the day, and whilst I disagreed with him on most things politically, I rated him as a politician who had a clear agenda and was really able to take those things forward in a way that many others weren't. And I recognise the challenge that he faced and many others. As the MP for Manchester Central, I also represent those that have been the victims of terrorist attacks, and I understand greatly the calls for answers, the calls for truth and justice, and of course the calls for compensation. And I will ensure that he gets a full response from the Home Secretary about the issues he raises.